Well, everyone, time for another battery comparison. Right now, I have my iPhone XR, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have all my iPhones on the max brightness as of this point. They all have all the applications closed out in the background, as you can see. And basically, they're all on iOS 18.1 as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to literally let them just go ahead and just die out naturally. So I'm just going to go ahead, whatever I do on one device, I'm going to do on the other one. They're all maxed out on battery. Now, the big thing to keep in mind here too is that basically whatever I do on one, I'm going to do on the other. So I'm going to try my best to keep these, as good, as the same as possible. The other thing too, they're all, like I said before, max brightness, all on iOS 18.1 as of this point. The thing to remember too is the XR is the oldest one, the 11 is old too. Like, these phones are going to probably die way earlier than these ones. These ones also have degraded batteries, not by much actually, surprisingly. But keep in mind, I have my timer down here, and we'll check back in every hour, every once in a while, and basically see where we're at. So this first hour, we're just going to let them be on their main display, and we'll check back in about another hour, and we'll see where we're at from there. Everyone, it's been about an hour, and you can see right here we are at varying battery lives. The iPhone XR is at 78%, iPhone 11 is at 82%, iPhone 12 is at 90%, iPhone 13 also at 90%, iPhone 14 at 93%, and the iPhone 15 at 93%. So these two are matching, and these two are matching, and these two are very different. So we'll go ahead and let them run out for another hour. We'll check back in about another hour, and we'll basically see where we're at from there. Actually, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up Temple Run 2, and then I'm going to let them die out from there. I think that'd be a little bit better of a comparison. So another hour has passed. I literally just played Temple Run for like an hour. Now, hopping out of all these, you can kind of see where we're at. If I just go and take a second to hop out of all these ones, you can kind of see that on the iPhone XR, we are at 49%. iPhone 11, we are at 57%. iPhone 12, we are at 76%. iPhone 13, we are at 76% as well. Now this is 75. The iPhone 14 is at 79%, and the iPhone 15 is at 82%. So battery life is still doing pretty decent, I would say, on all of them. Is kind of what we expect. The 15 is doing really good right now. So once again, I'll go and load up Temple Run 2 again. We'll just go and let them die out one more time towards the end, and we'll kind of see where we're at towards the end of this, to the next hour, basically. Well, everyone, another hour has kind of passed here, so we're at the 3-hour mark, 3 hour, 5 minutes. And hopping out of all these applications, my iPhone XR is at 15%, my iPhone 11 is at 28%, my iPhone 12 is at 59%, iPhone 13 at 62%, iPhone 14 at 63%, and my iPhone 15 at 70%. So far, the iPhone XR is doing the worst. You can kind of see that we have a progression, but the difference still here is crazy between the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12. These two phones are so different when it comes down to the battery life, it's not even funny, even though the iPhone 12 has a smaller size battery. The 13 pretty much is doing a little bit better than the 12, but the 12 is doing insane right now. I'm very impressed with this phone. These two are very similar, and then this 15 is basically the best one out of all these. So we'll check back in another hour, see where we're at. So we are now at the 4-hour mark. My iPhone XR already ended up dying at the 3-hour and 44-minute mark. Kind of surprising. Hopping out of all these particular games, you can see that the iPhone 11 right now is at, 5%? My iPhone 12 is at 45%. Look at the difference there, 40% battery life. That is absolutely insane. My iPhone 13, 49%, iPhone 14, 49%, and the iPhone 15 at 59%. So pretty big differences here. We'll go ahead and let them run out again for a little bit, and we'll basically see where we're at within like the next hour. So another hour has passed, and now the iPhone 11 did end up dying at the 4-hour and 10-minute mark. If I go and close out of all these, we are stuck with the last couple ones. The iPhone 12 is at 27%, iPhone 13, 33%, iPhone 14, 33%, and the iPhone 15 is at 46%. So it is quite interesting to me that these two devices are pretty much neck and neck now. The 14 is doing a little worse, but the 12 is still holding in there, and the 15 is doing the best, and you could assume that the 16 would do even better than these ones. So we will check back in about another hour and basically see where we're at from there. And then there were all of them that died. So they died a little bit of time ago, but I was in a meeting, so I wasn't able to even do it. But you can kind of see a progression of what's going on here. So the iPhone XR died at 3 hours and 44 minutes. The iPhone 11 died at 4 hours and 10 minutes. The iPhone 12 died at 6 hours and 55 minutes. The iPhone 13 ended up dying 7 hours and 16 minutes. The iPhone 14 died at the 7-hour and 3-minute mark. And finally, the iPhone 15 died at the 8-hour and 50-minute mark. Some big key takeaways. Number one, these two phones, the 10R and 11, definitely died at a higher percentage rate than what they probably should have. The 10R, yes, but the 11 always had pretty good battery life. It's surprising it's starting to die so early now. The 12, I think, did a much better job. I'm very, very surprised about the iPhone 12 when iOS 18, and I genuinely do think it did a really good job on this version of software. The 13 and 14, surprisingly, the 13 outlasted the 14. I was surprised about that, but also the 13 only lasted a little bit longer than the iPhone 12. Even the 14 only lasted a little bit longer than the iPhone 12 as well, which is very surprising. Now, the 15 lasted substantially longer than these other phones. In fact, you could probably combine the iPhone 11 and the 10R and still not even match the iPhone 15, which is pretty crazy. So, all in all, pretty interesting stuff. iOS 18 hasn't crazily destroyed the battery lives on either one of these on 18.1. Maybe some improvements here and there, but definitely with something like the iPhone 12. I think I'm very surprised and impressed about the 12 for sure. So, in terms of that kind of covers everything up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.